afternoon, everyone. Please forgive the hold-up. We were informed that this was all canceled by the general manager. CNN called and told me that everyone was kicked out and they relocated to outside. And we were thinking that we would have to find another location to do this, but fortunately we don't have to. So we have Danny Williams here, prepared to give his statement on the fact that Bill Clinton has been told that Bill Clinton is his father by his family, by all of the residents in Arkansas who've known and is familiar with Danny and his mother, Bobby Ann Williams. So the important part now is to try to humbly ask Bill Clinton for the DNA samples in order to conduct an appropriate and concise DNA test, because what was given to the news as far as the tabloid Star magazine wasn't correct, and it wasn't enough of Bill's DNA samples in order to give an accurate disclosure of whether or not he is the father of Danny Williams. So we'll have Danny speak, and you guys can ask any questions after he gives his statement.
Hello. My name is Danny Williams. I'm here to give my statement as far as being my father. I have compelling reasons to believe that I am the biological son of former President Jefferson Clinton, also known as Bill Clinton. I am simply seeking the truth, and I respectfully request. I am seeking the truth, respectfully requesting that former President Clinton submit a court-verifiable sample of his DNA to compare with mine to determine paternity. I have had no reasons to my request, therefore, today I have authorized my attorney, George Gates V of New Orleans and Bruce Finn of Washington, D.C. to file a suit in New York State where my fathers live to get a judge to order a court supervised test. Basically, all my life I've been told Bill Clinton my father. My mother's story has never changed. My aunts, I have a big family, and my whole family know what it is. All my life we've been, going through this, and most of Arkansas know. Everywhere I go, people say, that's Bill Clinton's son. He looks just like him. But basically, I'm just here to tell the truth about who I am and to get a legitimate paternity suit against Bill for him to give a sample of his DNA. Do you have any questions?
Why have you waited so long to seek paternity?
I have not waited long. I've been trying. I've been reaching out all the 90s, all 2000. Why have the media just now approaching this story? I don't know. As far as I've been trying all my life to prove this. I've been knowing since I was 8, 9 years old. So, I haven't just now come out with this. I come out with my Facebook and my Twitter of me and Bill 2.5 years ago, trying to reach out. And I didn't email some letters to his library. I didn't Google addresses to New York on him. And I tried to reach out for him to step up and take a test without all of this publicity. But, no one responded.
That's not true. I started asking you for interviews over a year ago. I'm Olivia Newsey from the Daily Beast, and you repeatedly ignored my request, as did your lawyer. So, what are you talking about?
For one, I don't know who you are. I don't remember you reaching out.
From the Daily Beast, and repeatedly asked you to do an interview.
Okay, and I will do an interview. I didn't I got people work. Right, and that's why I'm here now. And I got people work. You know.
Why not a year ago?
Why not a year ago? I mean, I would have done it a year ago. I'm not advised on.
You ignored me repeatedly.
Okay, I apologize for ignoring you. I never meant to ignore you. And I mean.
Can you speak for yourself, or do you need someone?
I can speak for myself. Yes, ma'am. Like when I first come out here, I've been busy. Don't nobody help me raise my kids. I take care of my own kids. So, like now, I had to lose my job on doing this, coming here. So, it was hard on me just to get up and leave and go do these interviews. But I don't know. I must have looked over it. I would have reached out to you. And
well, we talked on Facebook chat. I don't know if you remember, but you repeatedly ignored those requests, as did your lawyer. So I'm just wondering why you're only coming out now to talk to the media. Why not a year ago? Why not do a DNA test a year ago?
Well, I've been trying to do this way longer than a year ago. So it's not why not a year ago. I don't remember you responding to me or nothing, but I'm here now.
Back in 1999, the New York, because the New York Daily News had said that there was a paternity test, and yet that was based on a false report from the Star. So that's 17 years ago.
Correct. They have no evidence today of nothing. I went to them and asked them, could they, you know, give me something on paper saying what was done to prove that they done it. They have no evidence. They cannot give nothing to me. So, you know.
The Star has admitted that. Did you give a DNA sample at the time?
At the time?
Yeah.
Back in 99 and 2000? Yes, sir.
And it's also been reported there's two different types of DNA tests. That the DNA test that was
I don't
done
know.
at the time from Bill Clinton's sample, the one that Ken Starr gave up, was not very specific.
I mean, at the time I was a kid, I don't correctly know. I'm here today though.
Sure.
Ready to submit a DNA.
Well, from what I understand, the original DNA that they got was something that was released by Ken Starr, and it was not conclusive because it's not specific enough. There's two different types of DNA material, and he only released the non-specific type for some reason.
Correct.
And the Star has said that there was no DNA test.
Correct.
Have you been in touch with the Trump campaign or any other Republican organizations about this?
I don't know. I have not been in touch with no Trump campaign. No one of them. I come out on my own, and I've been trying to come out all my life. So.
Did anyone help you sort of come to Vegas or fund this trip for you?
No, me and my guys, we worked together. My guy, he worked, and my friend worked, but we started saving money to fund our trip ourselves.
Who are your guys? Can you
My name is Stephen Gray.
Right.
I'm Roland Brook.
And both of us are Master of Public Administration majors. So we raise money amongst our families, amongst people in Little Rock, Arkansas, in the community in order to get money to come down here. Because none of us are wealthy. All of us come from low-income families and neighborhoods, living poverty all our life.
Correct.
Can you explain your role with Roger Stone? What is your relationship with him?
I don't have no relationship with Roger Stone.
Prominently in his book.
I actually read his book, and like I said, I come out two and a half years ago. I did not know he was putting me in his book. So when I read that he was in my book, I tried to reach out to get help on my situation, but you know. I mean, I haven't dealt with none of them. So
You've never talked to him?
I talked to him once. I tried to reach out, but you know he never reached me back. So I don't know what's going on with that. So
Have you had any contact with the Trump campaign?
No, never had contact with I never had contact with the Trump campaign.
Do they know that you're here today?
No,
Are you a Trump supporter?
no. Am I
Who will you
Hillary
be voting
supporter?
for?
No.
Who will you be voting
No
for?
one.
Do you have any evidence other than sort of your mom's stories and what other people in Arkansas say that you're?
Yes, ma'am. I was there when they delivered presents. I remember the money delivered to my home. I remember the present, the hula hoop, the G.I. Joe man. So, I mean, I'm a living witness myself of my story. So, I mean,
How do you know that those came from the Clintons?
well, actually, I was a kid at the time. So, actually, you know, the sister of my aunts, my mom, you know, saying that, you know, they're being delivered by state cars, you know, and this and this. So this is from what from my understanding of my parents telling me. But I does remember the toys. I does remember the money. I have, you know, experience being in elementary school and people taking pictures of me, and my parents had to take me out of school. So I mean, what more can you?
She told you it was state cars? What kind of state cars?
Like government state cars, Arkansas state government cars.
You're listed in a 2007 parole report, I guess, as having
Yes,
a
I
Danny
have been in
Williams,
trouble.
having a Danny Williams Sr. as your father. Have you
Yes.
taken a paternity test with him?
I don't have to. Concerning Danny Williams is dark, and my little sisters and brothers are dark, and I look totally different from them. I know he's not my father. He never just set up and just said, I'm not your father. He always told me that he can do the best he could for us. So
Would that just settle the issue, though, or partly settle the issue?
that don't settle the issue, because deep in my heart, I know for me growing up in a black home and I stand out more than my siblings, I know he's not my father.
Didn't he
And
pass away a few months ago?
Yes, he passed away March. He died from
Brain aneurysm.
What do you
brain
want-
aneurysm.
What do you want from Bill Clinton, other than to?
I want to
take
know
the
is he
test?
my father. I want to be able to shake his hand. I want to be able to know him. I mean, I'm raising kids of my own today, and grow up and see their different personalities and through their pain, their hurt.
You're doing this out of a sense of you want to feel connected to him.
No, that's what I always searches for. My whole life growing up without a father, you know, and for me to be in my kids' life, and they ask me, well, who's your dad, you know? So all I can speak of is what I know. And it's kind of
You're
hard.
not doing this to damage the Clintons anyway,
No.
but
No.
you see how it is damaging if you do.
I mean, just because now I'm able to get the opportunity to get myself out, my story out there, I can't help that because
And what
they
made
feel
this
that it's
break?
damaging.
Were you motivated by other women coming out with stories of Bill Clinton allegedly?
No, I mean, I've been hearing stories. I've been doing research all my life on him. You hear rape stories, all the allegations of Clinton. You know, all I wanted was to know of where I come from. And the part of me that's missing. That's all I want to know. I mean, I didn't come out asking for no money. I come out asking for a DNA sample. Why not give me a DNA sample when you faked the DNA sample in 99-2000 when she ran for Senate of the state? I mean,
I know you wrote it in the press release, and I know it's a hard topic to discuss, but do you mind telling us about the situation your mother was with and how she met Mr. Governor Clinton at
From
the
my
time?
understanding, I was young at the time, but from my understanding, she met with his brother Roger, and the situation was that my aunt and my mom consist of, their story never changed, that, you know, she dated him on several occasions. He come through in a limousine, pick her up. When she's come back, they got tons of money from, I don't know what the situation was, but my mama did the best she could to raise us, and just as well as her sister and her other sisters. So,
Were there family photographs? You said they were dating, so they were dating together?
I mean, at the time, I mean, that's way before my time. I don't.
Sure.
All I know is what I've been told.
Can you describe how you got here today? Did you come here from Little Rock today?
No, I flew in yesterday, actually, and
Where'd you stay?
I mean, I mean, as long as I'm safe, I can tell you where I stay.
You don't disclose.
I mean, yeah,
So you flew in yesterday from Little Rock,
straight from Little Rock, yes, ma'am, Arkansas.
and you're staying here and you're leaving after the debate?
No, I will leave tomorrow.
Danny, question advertising RSBN here. Besides the physical resemblance, which I think some of us are noticing here, what do people say you have in common with Bill Clinton? Is it a moderate amount of musical
I mean,
talent? Yeah.
My cares, how you say?
Charismatic.
I mean, everywhere I go, people, I mean, it's nothing for someone that's a stranger to come up and speak to me. Hey, Danny, hugs me, you know. So I just feel like the charismatic. I mean, I don't too much personally. No, I know from growing up and just reading. You know, I read a lot of books on Clinton and go through a lot of pictures on him, and I can just see the resemblance, and I can just feel it in my heart. So I mean, I'll just go on with what I know.
You don't play the saxophone, do you?
No saxophone.
Are you staying at the Trump Hotel?
Trump, no. I stay at Treasure Island. I hope I'm safe by telling you that.
So I hate to ask you this, but you said in your press release as well that your mother was a prostitute at the time. Is that correct?
I mean, that's correct. At the time, I mean, she did what she had to do to make ends meet and raise us. At the time, I wasn't the only child. I had two older brothers. And, you know, she did what she had to do to raise us up into her jail situations and different situations that my aunt stepped in and, you know, gained custody of us because the state of Arkansas took us from our mom.
So Is it your belief or your family's understanding was Governor Clinton her only client at the time, or did she have multiple clients?
From what me and my family believe, yes, sir.
That
He was the only client at the time.
At the time?
Yes, sir.
So
White
that's
client.
why you
White
said-
client at the time.
The only white client
Yes, sir.
was Bill Clinton.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's why you strongly believe, because she may have had other clients of other different ethnicities.
I mean, her story never changed. So, and her polygraphs from '93 stays the same. And I mean, my guys then took her and got her re-polygraph, and she still passed it. I mean, it still consists of 1993, which is now 2016. So, I mean, I don't know how much more I can give to y'all to prove who I am, but I am Danny Williams, and I'm trying to get a sample from Bill Clinton.
So when will the lawsuit be filed?
We're giving him a chance to do this, you know, without having to file this lawsuit. I mean, as soon as we can. I
So
mean, we're
today
trying-
you're asking for the sample.
Correct.
And if he refuses, you will be filing litigation?
Correct.
Okay. And what kind of time frame are you proposing?
I don't have a time frame at the moment.
What do you think the way that he's treated you in this situation says about Bill Clinton or the Clintons generally?
I mean, my comment I want to hold to myself, because, I mean, it'd be rude to say it. My comment I'm going to hold to myself.
You're at a press conference that you're holding. What do you mean it would be rude to hold it to yourself?
Ma'am, I didn't hear you.
You're holding a press conference, so what do you mean it would be rude to hold your comment?
I mean,
to
I
yourself?
felt like I've been dogged all my life. I mean, I didn't want to just use different terms of speech, but I does feel like I've been dogged all my life. I mean, I do feel like I've been dogged all my life, and I know it's just been a struggle, and just to go through it. I mean, it hurts, and like I said, I'm raising kids of my own, so I feel like I shouldn't make it right. I feel like he should make it right.
You're 2 days out of home. You're gone.
Right.
You're in Las Vegas, Nevada. You're 100 miles from home.
Correct.
The president has got other things on his mind. There's a debate tonight.
Correct.
Do you really expect to be not disappointed? Do you expect some kind of answer tonight or even tomorrow? Do you really expect you'll get what you need tonight or tomorrow?
I mean, that's up to him. Personally, me, I would expect it, but I ain't expecting it to come out tonight, you know. But it's up to him.
But why would you come here if you know that there's other things in this town going on?
I
Why
come
would you
here
come
just
here?
to try it, and just to, you know, just to keep my story out there. I don't want, you know, this is my chance now that I get to present the story, and I'm not given a chance to die. That's why I come here today. And I mean, I'm gonna come to the next event, and if she would like to do one, I would come to her. I mean,
You've been trying to get a paternity answer, DNA answer since 1999. How old were you when that started?
I was probably 13.
Okay. And when did the gifts start, and what kind of gifts were these? Did they start before or
It had
after?
to be 95, 90, right, it had to been, well, I'm gonna take that back. When the gifts and stuff came, he was governor. They stopped, when he made president in 93, we stopped receiving anything from them. So it had to be when he was governor, when the presents, the money, and all of that.
Have you or anybody from your direct family tried to make contact with the Clintons at any point? Like you go to them while he was in Arkansas, or did anybody in your family go?
I mean, I tried to reach out. My aunts tried when I was younger, and that's as far as it got.
What was the response when you tried?
I mean, I tried to hire a lawyer and investigators. They wouldn't look into my case, and you know, it was like a joke to them, like, "Ha, you not be a son," you know. That's what the response was. Like,
What was the response to your aunt? What was the response to your aunt? Did she write them, or what did she do?
My aunt actually took us to the governor. My aunt actually went to the governor mansion when I was younger, and to announce that he had a son. And from what my understanding that I was a kid at the time. From my understanding that she drugged me there or whatnot, but from my understanding they slammed the door in her face, and she was told to get off the property, so she took off the property.
Your
situation is not one most of us can relate to. Who's been most supportive of you outside of your immediate family through your lifetime with this and the general, your general situation?
Like really no one. Like no one, I mean, no one been more, I mean, only support I got is since, you know, this year, since she been running. Then, you know, they pushing my story out in the media. So, you know, the general public, you know, the general public.
But they're not.
What you mean?
I mean, you just complained about the general public not paying attention to your story. So who's they that it's been pushing?
I mean, now they're sharing my posts. Now they're giving me, you know, good comments, you know, saying that they feel sorry for you know, the situation I'm in. Now, you know, all the publicity, you know, is now, you know. Like I've been trying to get this out there for the longest now. Now all the publicity just now started coming.
Have you tried to connect with the Trump campaign? Because if you're after publicity, I would think they would love to work with you.
It ain't that I'm just out to publicity. I'm out to get my story out. And now I never tried to connect with the Trump campaign. People say that I'm not trying to connect with the Trump campaign. I want to stay about me. I'm not trying to help no one win over office. I'm trying to stay up on the story of me and who I am.
But in an hour, there's going to be a debate, a presidential debate.
Correct.
You'll be a footnote to that. You'll be barely mentioned. Be honest. What do you really expect to accomplish by coming to Las Vegas, Nevada to present your case when you might be a sub-note on some newspaper of the results of this press conference tonight?
Correct. I mean, I had to give it a try. So.
I appreciate your courage. Instead of
Right.
being chased off the plantation by these
Right,
elitists. I can't believe the people that are saying that you haven't tried. You've been trying since 1999 to get an answer from these people.
Correct. I
I'm with InfoWars.
I even inboxed Bill Clinton like 2013 on Facebook. Now that I'm blocked from his Facebook. So
You mentioned what people said in Arkansas. I think there are very few of us from Arkansas who just don't know what the behind the scenes stuff is. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
I mean, growing up in the black community where I grew up at, all of them know, you know, everywhere I went, you know, from just, you know, just not knowing them, people just come up, that's Bill Clinton's son, you know, and it just, everywhere I went, people knew in
So
Arkansas.
it's just understood.
Right.
So I'm a little confused. You just answered this gentleman that you said you've been working since 1999 to resolve this issue. Is that correct?
Correct. Basically, in 1999, I was 13. My aunt reached out. That's when, you know, they came with the fake DNA, you know. So basically, yes, correct. You know,
Okay.
I mean,
So,
I wasn't able to present myself until I got older, you know. But it has been out there.
So
It's not.
You would have been of age in 2004. You would have been 18, right? So I guess the question is again, why now the litigation if this is 17 years later?
Within that time, I had setbacks in my life. I've been raising kids since 16. So, like, it's been hard.
Sure.
And, you know, money situations, you know, house to house, you know, it just been hard. I was working construction. I did work at a gas station. But since I've been put this out, like, you know, people don't want this part of their business. So,
You're not able to get work.
right, correct. So lately, within the last 4 months, I've not been working.
So who paid for Vegas?
Like I say, me and my friends, we funded this. We, you know, got together and been saving. Like I say, this story I've been pushing this on the media since 2.5 years. Facebook, Twitter, anything.
Can you tell me exactly what you understand was wrong with Bill Clinton's DNA that you need a new test?
I can't tell you exactly what's wrong.
Well,
I can elaborate on it for him. What happened was the Monica Lewinsky case, don't quote me on this, I think in 1997 they conducted an investigation and they had got the court, after the investigation they had the court transcript. They had, the only DNA report they had in there was the PCR report. PCR test is used on DNA when it's a small amount to replicate it and enlarge it so that you can compare it to someone else's DNA. After you enlarging it, after you replicate and enlarge with the PCR test, you got to conduct a second test. And this test cut the enzyme so that you can match it up to someone else's DNA. What happened was that they took that Robert Altman magazine, Star magazine, they took this DNA test and they knew that it would not match up to Danny Williams' DNA because the enzymes haven't been cut, they haven't been took to the second step. And they matched it up anyway, and the test results said inconclusive. But they did an overstatement of stating that the test proved that Bill Clinton was not his father, as well as didn't disprove because it was inconclusive. Now the media do, they take something and run with it.
Do you have a close-knit group of friends that you've had throughout most of your life? And is it from the black community in Little Rock, et cetera? Do you have people you grew up with?
Correct.
Okay, same guys.
Correct. I've been knowing these guys since elementary school. Matter of fact, we went to the same elementary school I was taken out of because people was, I don't know if it was reporters, journalists, whatever. They was coming, taking pictures of me outside on the playground or whatnot. And my aunt felt for my safety, so she took me out of the school and relocated me a couple of times. Tennessee, different places, you know, to keep me safety. So.
And you're how old are you now? 25?
I'm 30.
Did you play any sports growing up or have any particular hobbies that you really
I played football in junior high, but like I say, I had to come, not only I had to raise my kids, I had a kid at 16, I was looking out for my little sisters and brothers. My mom wasn't there all the time, so I had to make sure they was okay too.
I'm not questioning you, I'm just trying to find out more about you, that's all.
Yeah, by 11th grade, I dropped out of school to work full time. My first job was at a donut shop, so.
Will you be at the debate tonight?
No, I won't.
Will you be watching?
Yes, I will.
From where?
I guess a TV inside the Treasure Island.
Thank you.
I thank y'all.
Thank you. Thank you. Nobody asked too many questions.